Okay, so have you ever seen those ads? You know the ones make money online?
Oh yeah, those are everywhere.
Yeah, and they always seem kind of too good to be true, right?
Right? Like you can just sit back and rake in the cash.
Exactly. But we're going to dive into a guide today that cuts through all that hype.
It's refreshing, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. So it starts by saying, hey, a lot of these online money-making things actually work,
hmm
but
The key is
Yeah.
finding something that's going to last, you know?
exactly, it's got to be worth your time.
Right. Like remember fidget spinners?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thought those were going to be the next big thing.
I even tried drop shipping them.
Real?
Yeah, my garage basically turned into a fidget spinner warehouse for a while.
Oh man.
It was a disaster. But this guide helps us avoid those kinds of pitfalls.
Yeah, it talks about those red flags you got to watch out for.
Oh, yeah, like what?
You know, words like automatic or passive income.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're guaranteed to make a fortune overnight.
Ugh, it's tempting to fall for that stuff.
It really is.
Yeah.
But this guide encourages us to be more realistic. You know?
Yeah, think critically.
Exactly.
So this guide lays out a bunch of different online business models, but their number 2 pick is Kindle publishing.
Now I know what you might be thinking.
Yeah, Kindle publishing. That's been around forever.
Exactly. But the way they present it is really interesting. They talk about using TikTok to market your book for free.
Oh, that's smart. TikTok is huge right now.
Yeah, it's all about going viral. And
Yeah.
they even give this example.
Okay.
Imagine you have a book selling for, let's say, $16,
Okay.
and you make a TikTok about it.
Uh.
The TikTok gets like 100,000 views,
Whoa.
even if only 1% of those people buy your book.
1%.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's still 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So that's like a $7,000 profit.
From just one TikTok.
Yeah, potentially.
That's incredible. I need to learn more about this TikTok strategy.
Right. It's pretty powerful.
So Kindle publishing seems like a good option for beginners.
It is. The guide breaks it down into super simple steps. You make a Kindle account, you write the book, you make a TikTok profile to promote it.
Got it. Publish the book and just keep making those TikToks.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
So simple yet effective.
Exactly.
So I'm curious now. What's their number 1 recommendation?
It's YouTube.
YouTube. Really, everyone's on YouTube these days.
I know, right? But it can be seriously lucrative if you do it right.
So how do you stand out in such a crowded space?
That's where this guide comes in. It breaks down things like CPM and RPM.
Wait, hold on. Can you explain those terms for us?
Yeah, totally. So CPM stands for cost per mil, which basically means how much advertisers pay for every 1,000 views on your videos.
Ah, okay, so it's like a measure of how much your audience is worth.
Exactly. And then RPM stands for revenue per mil,
Okay.
and that's how much money you actually make from those 1,000 views.
So CPM is what advertisers pay, and RPM is what you as the creator actually take home.
Exactly.
So it's not just about getting views, it's about attracting the right kind of viewers.
Exactly. The
Got it.
kind that advertisers will pay for.
Makes sense. So what else does this guide say about YouTube?
It emphasizes the importance of choosing the right niche. You know,
Yeah,
something you're passionate about, but also something that has an audience.
right. You gotta find that sweet spot.
Exactly. And then it talks about doing your research before you even start making videos,
Like what kind of research?
figuring out who your target audience is, what they're interested in,
Okay.
what they're searching for on YouTube.
Makes sense.
And then you can start creating videos that they'll actually want to watch.
So you're saying it's not just about making any old video. It's gotta be tailored to your audience.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say you've done your research and you know who you're making videos for.
Right.
What's next?
Well, then comes the actual video creation process.
Which can be a lot of work.
It can be. You've got to write the script, film it, edit it, maybe add some voiceover.
Oh yeah, and then don't forget about titles and descriptions.
Right. All that stuff.
Mm.
And the guide even acknowledges that some people might need help with this part.
So they recommend outsourcing some of the work.
Exactly. Like if you're not good at editing, you can hire someone to do that for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've got your awesome videos, you're ready to upload them.
Mm-hmm.
What are the key things to watch for on YouTube?
Well, obviously views are important,
Yeah.
but the guide highlights 2 other really important metrics.
Okay, what are they?
Click-through, rate, and audience retention.
CTR and audience retention.
Yeah, so TTR is basically how often people click on your video when they see it in their search results.
So it's like how eye-catching your video thumbnail is.
Exactly. And a high CTR means people are actually interested in what you have to offer.
Okay, that makes sense. What about audience retention?
That's how long people actually watch your videos.
So the longer they watch, the better.
Exactly. It shows YouTube that your content is engaging and that people are finding it valuable.
So you're saying it's not enough to just get people to click on your video?
Mhm.
They need to actually watch it.
Exactly. You want to keep them hooked.
Okay, so we've got views, CTR, and audience retention.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, what's the most important thing for success on YouTube?
The guide says it's all about making videos that people actually want to watch.
That sounds simple enough, but it's probably harder than it sounds.
It definitely takes work.
Yeah.
You have to understand your audience, know what they're looking for.
And then create content that meets those needs.
Exactly. You got to provide value.
So all this is great advice, but I'm wondering about the practical side of things.
What do you mean?
Like, how do you manage your time
Yeah.
when you're building an online business?
All right.
Does the guide talk about that?
It does. There's a whole section on whether you should do everything yourself or delegate some tasks.
DIY or delegate? That's a big decision.
It is. And the guide says it depends on your income goals.
Okay, so if you're just looking for a little side hustle,
Right.
you might be able to handle everything yourself.
Exactly. But if you're aiming for something bigger,
Like if you want to scale your business.
yeah, then delegation becomes essential.
Because you can't do everything yourself.
Right. You need to free up your time to focus on the big picture stuff.
So this guide gives you a framework for making those decisions.
It does. And it also reminds us that the online world is kind of like a jungle.
A jungle.
Yeah. It can be wild and unpredictable.
I can see that.
There are going to be obstacles, setbacks, moments of doubt.
Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of those.
But the guide encourages us to see those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Wait, really? So when I'm feeling frustrated and ready to give up,
Mhm.
that's actually a good thing.
In a way, yes, because
Ah.
it means you're learning and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone.
I never thought of it like that.
Each hurdle you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient.
So it's like the more you explore that jungle,
Mm-hmm.
the better you get at navigating it.
Exactly. You learn how to avoid the pitfalls, find the hidden treasures.
That's a great analogy. So instead of seeing those setbacks as failures, we should see them as valuable lessons.
Exactly.
And speaking of valuable lessons, this guide offers a fantastic bonus.
Oh, yeah.
It's a full analysis of even more online business opportunities, and it's in the description.
So if Kindle publishing and YouTube aren't your thing,
There are plenty of other options to explore.
exactly. It's all about finding the right fit for you.
And that brings us to a really interesting question that the guide poses.
What is it?
It asks, how can you leverage the principles of audience engagement and value creation in ANY online venture you choose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
It really makes you think about the bigger picture.
it does, because
Right.
the online world is constantly changing.
Right.
But those core principles, if you understand them,
Yeah.
they can guide you no matter what.
Exactly. They're like the foundation of any successful online business.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation already.
I know, right? It's making me rethink my whole approach to online business.
Yeah, me too. But before we get too carried away, I want to go back to that jungle analogy for a second.
The online world as a jungle.
Yeah. It's such a powerful image, isn't it?
It really is. It perfectly captures the excitement, the challenges, the potential dangers.
And the endless possibilities.
Exactly. It's a metaphor that really sticks with you.
It does. So how do we navigate this jungle effectively?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is. And luckily, this guide gives us some great tips on how to do just that.
Yeah, it's like having a map and a compass to guide us through the wilderness.
Exactly. And one of the first things it emphasizes is the importance of providing genuine value to your audience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the foundation of any successful online business.
No matter what you're selling or creating, you got to give people something they actually need and appreciate.
It's not just about making a quick buck. It's about building something sustainable,
Yeah.
something that people will come back to again and again.
It's like that saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
I love that analogy. In the online world, it's about giving people the tools and knowledge they need to succeed, not just handing them a temporary solution.
Exactly. And when you do that, you're not just building a business, you're building a community, a tribe of people who trust and value what you have to offer.
That's what makes this whole online business thing so rewarding. It's not just about the money, it's about the connections you make and the impact you have on people's lives.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of providing value, But what about those times when things don't go as planned?
Yeah, the inevitable setbacks and challenges.
Right, because the online world, like any jungle, can be pretty tough to navigate.
It definitely has its share of thorns and pitfalls.
So how does this guide help us deal with those tough times?
Well, it acknowledges that challenges are part of the journey.
You're going to encounter obstacles. You're going to make mistakes.
There will be times when you want to throw in the towel.
Oh, yeah. I've been there more times than I can count.
But the guide encourages us to shift our perspective, to see those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Wait, so you're saying those moments when I want to chuck my laptop out the window, those are actually good things?
Hear me out.
Yeah.
It's not about enjoying the struggle, but about recognizing that each obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle future challenges.
Okay, I can see that. It's like the more you navigate that jungle, the better you get at spotting the dangerous plants and finding the hidden paths.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of the online world. It's a constant learning experience. You're always adapting, evolving, and expanding your skill set.
So instead of seeing those setbacks as failures,
Yeah.
we should see them as valuable lessons, as stepping stones on the path to success.
Precisely. And the more you embrace that mindset, the more fulfilling and rewarding the journey becomes. You start to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and become a more savvy online entrepreneur.
That's a really empowering way to look at it. And it brings us back to that thought-provoking question the guide posed. How can we leverage these principles of audience engagement and value creation in an NAY online venture we choose?
It's a question that goes beyond specific tactics and strategies and gets to the heart of what it means to build a successful and sustainable online business.
Because, let's face it, the online landscape is constantly changing.
Okay.
What works today might not work tomorrow. But these core principles, if we really internalize them, can guide us no matter what new platforms or trends emerge.
Exactly. They provide a framework for making smart decisions, for building genuine connections with our audience, and for creating something that has a positive impact on the world.
And I think that's a really inspiring message to leave people with. It's not just about making money online, it's about building something meaningful, something that contributes to the larger conversation.
Absolutely. And it's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and skills to navigate that online jungle with confidence and purpose.
Well, speaking of knowledge and skills, let's not forget about that fantastic bonus resource. This guide provides a detailed analysis of even more online business opportunities.
Right. We've focused on Kindle publishing and YouTube, but there are so many other paths you can explore.
It's like having a whole map of that jungle laid out before you, showing you all the different trails and hidden treasures.
And the best part is the guide doesn't just list those opportunities. It provides valuable insights into the pros and cons of each one, helping you decide which path might be the best fit for your unique skills and interests.
So even if you're not feeling the Kindle or YouTube vibe, there are still plenty of options out there for you to explore and find your own online success story.
It's all about finding what resonates with you, what you're passionate about, and where you see the potential to make a real impact.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from practical strategies to mindset shifts to inspiring resources. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on the world of online business. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the mental game.
It's so crucial, isn't it? Building a successful online business requires more than just technical skills and marketing strategies.
Definitely. You need resilience, you need to be adaptable, and you need to be able to bounce back from those inevitable setbacks.
And that's where cultivating the right mindset comes in. It's about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns and using each experience, both positive and negative, as fuel for growth.
It's about recognizing that success isn't a destination. It's a continuous process of learning, experimenting, and evolving.
And it's about believing in yourself and your ability to figure things out and to create something truly remarkable in the online world.
So if we think back to that jumble analogy, it's not about conquering the jungle or reaching some imaginary finish line. It's about learning to thrive within it, to adapt to its ever-changing landscape, and to become a part of its vibrant ecosystem.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of the online world. It's a dynamic, ever-evolving space that rewards curiosity, creativity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation, but I'm curious, what final nuggets of wisdom does this guide offer for those ready to embark on their online journey?
Well, it does. It encourages us to really embrace that test and learn mentality.
Test and learn.
Yeah, it's not about getting everything perfect from the start.
Right.
It's about being willing to put yourself out there, experiment, Learn from your mistakes.
I think that's such a key point. So many people get paralyzed by the fear of failure. But the reality is failure is just part of the learning process. It's how we grow and get better.
Totally. And this guide reminds us that the online world is constantly changing.
What works today might be outdated tomorrow.
Exactly. So that ability to adapt and learn
Yeah.
is crucial for long-term success.
It's like being a chameleon.
A chameleon.
Yeah, constantly shifting and evolving to blend in with the changing environment.
I like that.
Yeah.
And the guide also reminds us that we don't have to go it alone.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole community of online entrepreneurs out there
Yeah.
who are going through the same struggles, facing the same challenges, and celebrating the same wins.
It's like finding your tribe in that jungle.
Exactly. You can support each other, share resources, and learn from each other's successes and failures.
It's about collaboration, not competition.
Right. And that brings us back to one of the most important points this guide makes. It's not about getting rich quick.
Right.
It's about building something sustainable, something that you can be proud of.
It's about finding that intersection of passion, purpose, and profit.
Yeah.
And it's about creating something that adds value to the world, not just to your bank account.
It's about using your unique skills and talents to make a positive impact, whether it's through entertaining, educating, or solving problems for your audience.
And that's what makes this whole online business journey so exciting. The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
This whole deep dive has been so inspiring. We've gone from feeling frustrated and maybe a little lost to feeling energized and ready to tackle those online dreams. I'm feeling so pumped to see what our listeners create.
Me too. And remember, whether you decide to pursue Kindle publishing, YouTube, or any other online venture, those core principles we've discussed will always be relevant. Focus on providing value, building genuine connections with your audience, and embracing that test and learn mentality.
And don't forget about that bonus resource in the description, a detailed analysis of even more online business opportunities. There's a whole world of possibilities out there waiting to be explored.
So go out there, find your tribe, plant those seeds, and watch your online business flourish. And who knows, maybe we'll feature your success story on a future episode of The Deep Dive.
Until then, keep chasing those dreams, and remember, the online jungle is yours to explore.
It really does. And it reminds us that regardless of the specific business model we pursue, those core concepts remain incredibly important.
It does, and it reminds us that no matter what online business we choose, those core concepts are key.
Yeah, and speaking of which, this guide also offers some advice for handling the practical aspects of running an online business.
Oh, right. Like what? Time management?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It actually has a whole section on deciding whether to do everything yourself or delegate tasks.
Oh, so DIY versus delegating. That's a tough one.
It can be. And the guide breaks it down like this. What are your income goals?
Okay, so that's the first question you gotta ask yourself. What am I hoping to achieve with this?
Right. Because if you're just aiming for a little side hustle income, something to supplement your main job,
Yeah.
then handling everything yourself might be manageable.
Right. You can wear all the hats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're shooting for something bigger, something more ambitious,
Yeah, like if you want to really scale your business.
then delegation becomes crucial.
Because you can't do it all yourself.
Right. You need to free up your time and energy to focus on the things that only you can do.
So this guide is all about empowering us to make those smart decisions.
It is. And it also acknowledges that the online world is kind of like a jungle. You know,
Oh, yeah. We talked about that before.
Hmm.
It can be a wild and unpredictable place.
It definitely has its share of thorns and pitfalls.
So how does this guide help us navigate those challenges?
Well, it starts by acknowledging that challenges are inevitable.
Hmm.
You're going to encounter obstacles, you're going to make mistakes.
And there will be times when you just want to give up.
Exactly. But the guide encourages us to reframe those challenges as opportunities for growth.
So it's like those moments when I'm feeling frustrated and ready to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Those are actually good things.
Not necessarily enjoyable, but valuable,
Yeah.
because they're pushing you outside your comfort zone and forcing you to learn and adapt.
I never thought of it that way.
It's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing those setbacks as failures,
Yeah.
you start to see them as valuable lessons, as stepping stones
Huh.
on the path to success.
That's a really empowering way to look at it. And it brings us back to that thought-provoking question the guide posed.
The one about how we can leverage those principles of audience engagement and value creation.
Exactly. No matter what online business we choose.
It's a powerful question because it forces us to think beyond specific tactics and strategies.
Yeah, because those can change so quickly.
They do. The online world is constantly evolving.
But if we understand those core principles, if we really internalize them.
Then we can adapt to any changes that come our way.
And speaking of adapting, this guide offers a fantastic bonus resource.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's a detailed analysis of even more online business opportunities, and it's available in the description.
So if Kindle publishing or YouTube aren't really your thing,
Yeah,
there are plenty of other options to explore.
it's like having a map of the entire online jungle laid out before you.
I like that analogy. So no matter what your interests or skills are.
There's an online business out there waiting for you.
Exactly. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of finding the right fit.
So before we wrap up, is there any final advice this guide offers for those of us ready to dive into the online business world?
It encourages us to just go for it, to take action and not be afraid to experiment.
Yeah, don't let fear hold you back.
Exactly. Because the online world is a place of endless possibilities. And the only way to discover what's possible for you is to start exploring.
That's such an inspiring message. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super motivated right now.
Me too. And remember, we're here to support you on your journey.
So if you're looking for more guidance or resources, be sure to check out the links in the description.
And don't forget to join our online community where you can connect with other entrepreneurs, share ideas, and get feedback on your projects.
We'd love to hear about your online business adventures, so feel free to drop us a comment or send us an email.
And who knows, maybe we'll even feature your success story on a future episode of The Deep Dive.
Until then, keep chasing those dreams. And remember, the online world is yours to explore.
We'll see you in the jungle.
Happy exploring.